Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
What's up, y'all? So it's a Monday night, and I'm pretty late on the podcast. We know this. It's just because my life is so chaotic right now. If I had everything set in stone and everything was, ready to go, it would be a lot easier. But I'm transferring jobs. I'm moving out of state. Moving out of state is a lot harder than just moving down the street. Tell you what. Moving down the street is easy because you just tell a friend, like, hey, can I borrow your truck? And let's just go down the street and move me into my new spot. But when you're moving state to state, it's a lot more difficult and a lot more has to go into it. And that and the job transfer and everything else that's been added to my plate, I've just been so hectically busy. But I'm still going to keep my promise and keep doing the podcast no matter what life throws at me. So yeah, that's what's going on in my life. I have been doing nothing but preparing to move. So I would give you guys some stories, but I really don't got nothing right now just because my brain is so chaotic, and I feel like if I tried to give you guys a story, we'd end up on like 12 different stories. So my name is Caitlin. You can call me Kate. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I'm a raging homosexual. I'm passionate about life, music, and human connection. And this is my podcast where I talk about anything and everything, and it's called Dude, What Was I Talking About? So like I said, I have no stories for you guys right now. I know I do. I know I got some in the archives of my brain, right? But none that I'm like willing to disclose at this point in time just because I'm so freaking exhausted. Like moving is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I was like, oh, it's okay. I'll just, pack up all my stuff super easy and just go. No, it's not that easy. It is not that easy, especially because I'm moving all my stuff like solo. I'm doing it all by myself, which is cool because of my timeline, like nobody could work around it. So I'm doing it all myself, and it's kind of tough. So with that being said, I don't really have my own stories to tell you guys at the moment. So I'm just going to read everybody else's stories, and we're just going to judge everyone else. So I'm going to start reading Am I the Asshole threads on Reddit because I want to read about somebody else's life. My life is chaotic enough right now. And I just want to give my unsolicited opinion on other people's personal lives because they put it on the internet and that's what they get. Anytime I put my personal life on the internet, I know it's going to be out there for everyone to see. Actually, the most awkward thing, let me tell you guys real quick. I don't have any stories, proceeds to tell you a story, right? My store manager at my current store, he came up to me and was like, oh, I didn't know you had a podcast. I said, yeah, well, it's new. Who told you? He said, nobody, your TikTok did. And I was so embarrassed, bro. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh no, you found it? And he was like, I did. He's like, and I watched every single video to make sure you weren't talking shit about me or the store. He's all, but you're very, very funny. I was like, thanks. But it was so embarrassing. Like I literally post on my TikTok just like random, like the most random shit. I talked about how I needed a therapist, right? But I needed like a tough love therapist. I want one that's going to like kick me in the ass a little bit and be like, yeah, you're fucking up and you suck. I don't want like a sugarcoating type of therapist. I want one that's going to be like, no, you freaking suck, dude. Like, and you need to get it together. Like a physical therapist, but for your brain, right? So I was just talking about that. I was yapping about that on TikTok. And he saw that. And he also saw the one where I was talking about how 2016, I was too drunk and high to enjoy the year, and I had 2 girls break my heart. Like, he saw a bunch of stuff. I'm like, the fact that he watched every single video means that he knows too much about me now. So now I have to change my name and definitely not just move out of state, but move out of the country at this point because that's embarrassing. That is the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. But also, he's a fan, so that's good. So we're going to jump into these. This one says, am I the asshole for telling my kids that I'm not responsible for their mother's issue and for not giving her money? Okay, well, let's see. I divorced my ex-wife about 5 years ago when I learned she had a private emergency fund. The problem with it was I was working 60 to 80 hours a week to keep up with the bills while she was laid off. I was under the impression that we were struggling a ton and broke my back to pay the bills, when in reality, she squirreled away around $50K and was adding to it. Oh, goodness. The divorce was messy, and I learned about a lot of spending that I didn't know about on her end, also a lot of credit card debt. In the end, the house was sold and we both moved into our separate places. The kids were in high school when the divorce happened. We were young when we had them, and now they're both in college and bounce with who they stay with. Okay, this guy cannot type. Let me tell you what. The issue is my ex-wife's money problems. I'm doing well for myself and recently bought a house. My ex is not, on the other hand, and is having trouble keeping a job. She's going to be kicked out of her apartment soon. My kids want me to help her out. I have told them so many times, and it is growing into a disagreement. They think I am being heartless, that it's my fault she's having issues because of the divorce, and I told them their mom's issues are not my problem. They are ignoring me at the moment, and I'm wondering if I'm in the wrong. Okay, let's break this down. So he divorced his wife because she had a secret emergency fund and he was paying all the bills. As he should, okay? There's this thing in the personal finance world and in the realm of relationships that's called financial infidelity, okay? And financial infidelity is when you're hiding debt, you're hiding money, and you're not telling your spouse, right? So right off the bat, that was her fault for not disclosing that to him and also just expecting him to just pay all of the bills. So in that regard, I would say she was kind of being an asshole, you know? I don't think he was an asshole for divorcing her because that's financial infidelity. And I feel like once you're married, you kind of lose, not like all of your financial independence. Of course, you can have two separate accounts, but you do have to disclose to your partner like how much you make, how much you have saved. And if she had all this money saved, she should have been helping out, you know? Even if she didn't want to disclose, like, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she knew that this relationship was going down the toilet, right? And she didn't want to disclose that she had a full 50K. She could have at least said that she had 20 or something and gave him part of it to help with the bills. That probably would have saved her marriage right there if she wanted to save it. But on the other side of the token, I feel like because she was hiding finances, that kind of tells me that she kind of knew maybe the relationship was on the rocks. Like, I don't know her side, of course. But maybe she was stashing away that money because she felt like the relationship was kind of going in the toilet and she wanted like her own fund to get away from him. That could be a thing. But just off of his side, he's not the asshole for divorcing her. Also, her kids need to stay out of it. And also they're in college. Like, I'm sure they have part-time jobs. Maybe they can help their mom. But once your parents are divorced, they literally have no obligation to each other if it has nothing to do with the kids. Like, her losing her apartment has nothing to do with him at that point because he already divorced her. So if you're asking my opinion, I would personally say that he is not the asshole. I think she's kind of an asshole for not telling him. I feel like that was something that she should have disclosed. Like I said, unless there was something deeper beneath the surface that she was trying to stash money away for, if they had like some serious marital issue and she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to sustain herself without him, then maybe I can see it. But for the most part, I feel like once you're married, you're a team, you're a partnership, and you should be going 50-50, 80-20 sometimes, And I feel like that's just something that you have to disclose. I think you can have separate accounts, one spending money and another spending money. But for the most part, I think everything needs to be at least disclosed. And the other thing is her hiding debt. That's also financial infidelity. And the number one leading cause of divorce, it's not cheating. It is literally money issues. So I think he's not the asshole. Okay. So this one says, am I the asshole for declining my fiance's mother's gift of of a $250 gift card for an airline? All right, let's see what this is about. Over Christmas, we visited my fiance's mother. When we exchanged gifts, I was happy and surprised to open a gift, which was a $250 gift card for an airline. Awesome, I love to travel. Although I juggle a corporate leadership job full-time and I own a trucking company, so time off is a challenge. Shortly after my fiance and I opened our gift cards, his mother announced that it comes with a catch. We have to use the gift card for a family trip to ... Missouri. Okay, what the hell is in Missouri? let's let's stop there. Let's rewind. Let's pause. What the fuck is in Missouri? What do you mean a family trip to Missouri? Ain't no way. I don't think you could pay me to go to Missouri. I guess they were trying to pay them to go to Missouri, but you couldn't even pay me to go to that dry ass, boring ass, freaking state. Okay, anyway. Let's see what else they got to say, right? I'm sure there are some gems here, and I'm always open to new destinations, but I have to admit, Missouri is not the top of my list for places to visit. Yeah, thank you. And honestly, this is going to piss me off. Because if it is on your list of things to visit, maybe you should look into other states that are a lot cooler. I have personally never been to Missouri because I never wanted to, but I have been to like Oklahoma and Kansas. And I will tell you that none of those types of states are my jam. You know, they're too flat, they're boring, nothing's really happening out there. I feel like those are those states that you get stuck in and that you don't mean to live in or you don't mean to like end up in, but you just have to. Well, whatever. Let's see what else they said. His mother selected Missouri to visit because her best friend lives there. Oh, yep. There it is. Yep, wants to visit because her best friend lives there. Okay, there we go. There's a connection. I was like, what the fuck is in Missouri? Like, you cannot convince me to go to Missouri. Okay, so the best friend, or his mom's best friend, lives in Missouri. I thanked her for the gift and begrudgingly told myself that I'll just politely suck it up and at least I will spend some quality time with my family and the destination doesn't matter. Fast forward to a lunch with his mother, she announced that we're no longer going to Missouri and she would like to use the cards to travel to Florida for his sister's graduation and we will be going to Disney World. This would be my personal hell. Stop. Okay. Now this person's got me twisted because, like, okay, I understand Missouri. Like, yeah, what a waste of time off because I get it, right? As a manager and stuff, my time off is precious. Like, if I'm using my time off, it better be for something good. Like, it's got to be like a family thing. And I'm talking like someone got married. This one's good. Graduations. Like, I will take off for weddings, graduations, someone getting married. I just freaking said that, whatever. But I will not take off to go to Missouri for like say like my girlfriend's had a best friend in Missouri. I would not take time off to go visit my girlfriend's mom's best friend in Missouri. That just does not sound like a good time. But Disney World, okay, Disney World, hear me out, okay? I know, I'm 25, right? But Disney World is the shit, dude. It is the shit. Universal Studios and Disney World, the shit. Tell you what, I love going there. I don't really care if I have kids or not, and I bet you that's where this is going. So this person says, "This is my personal hell. I am 35. I'm a 35-year-old corporate woman with no children. I have zero interest in going to Disneyland. It will be wildly expensive, and I have already traveled to Florida for his sister's previous graduation and had an awful time," all caps. My fiance didn't plan anything. He expected me to stay in a motel room with him and his dad, which made me uncomfortable. I ended up sleeping in a cot in his mom's hotel room. He didn't have any money, and so I footed a lot of the expenses. I was roped into going to Universal Studios. Okay, shut up. Roped into going to Universal Studios? Okay, hear me out. I always wanted like a partner whose family travels like this. Like, this is lit to me. This sounds freaking awesome. When I was growing up, my dad worked a lot, right? So we didn't do like a lot of family vacations. I think we only had maybe 2 my whole life. And so that was always kind of a dream of mine to have like an extended family that I can like go do stuff like this with. So I'm already kind of like, girl, the Missouri part made sense. But not wanting to go to Universal Studios, like before I even read that part, I was like, dude, Universal is the shit. And then she's like, I don't want to go to Universal. I'm a corporate woman. Okay. And corporate women can have a good time too. You can still be corporate and go to Harry Potter World. I don't care how hard of a worker you are and how high up you are in a company. Like, I don't know. This lady sounds like she's giving soggy bread energy. She's giving straight up soggy bread energy because what do you mean you don't want to go to Universal Studios? I'm already pissed off. All right, let's keep going. It was 90 degrees, and we waited in line for hours, managing to only go to 4 rides in a 9 to 10-hour period. My fiance's sister is a Disney adult, quote unquote. I don't share this nostalgia even remotely. My fiance was acting like a child when we were there, quoting SpongeBob and acting hyperactive. I felt really isolated and just wanted the trip to end. I do not want to repeat this experience. Would I be an asshole to reject the gift and decline to attend the trip because I do not want to go to Disney World? Okay, low-key. So let's start from the beginning. Missouri, girl, I was with you. I was behind you. I was backing you 100%. I said, Missouri? Oh, hell nah. To go see your husband's mom's best friend? Nah. I would have been like, yeah, I'm not going to that, right? My time off is precious. But to go to Disney World and Universal Studios and have a good time with your husband and his family, that sounds like a blast. That sounds like a good fucking time. So this lady is giving straight soggy bread energy. I understand you're 35, okay? I get it. However, I think keeping like a little bit of like a childlike spirit is good. I think it keeps you from depression. I think it keeps you from being a soggy bread, boring bitch. You know, I think I don't agree with this at all at the end here. Now, what I do agree with is like, okay, yeah, if you like left her in the hotel room and she paid for half, or paid for more than half, is what she said. Now that part I kind of would understand, but then I would just that's where communication comes in, because you have to have boundaries, right? Like, hey, like, I understand that I'm like high up in this corporation and I make dough, right? I make bank, but you got to foot some of this bill, dude. That shit's expensive, because it is. Disney World and Universal Studios are stupid expensive, and a $250 gift card will not do much for a trip like that. Now, the Disney adult thing, I don't get it either. I'm not super nostalgic when it comes to Disney movies. I think my cancer kind of clouded my memory on Disney movies in general, because I'll have people be like, oh, have you seen this Disney movie? No, I ain't never seen that Disney movie. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, I probably have, but I don't freaking remember, because my childhood was low-key traumatic, and also I was on drugs, they had me on, they had me on chemo and all kinds of stuff. And so I don't really remember Disney movies very much, but I don't like knock anyone for being like a Disney adult, dude. Like, whatever. If that's like what saved you as a kid and it brings you back to a good time in your life, then fuck it, do it up, Life is too short for all this. I just don't understand this at all. The only thing I understand is the financial part and the $250 gift card, because that ain't shit, really. So her husband would have to step up and take some of that bill. Now, the part when she said that her fiance or husband or whatever was acting like a child and quoting SpongeBob and acting hyperactive, he sounds like a vibe, and you sound like soggy bread. You sound like hot dog water. You're giving hot dog water vibes, to be honest. You know what, girl, if you don't want to go, I'll go. I will literally go with you. But I'm curious on some of these like comments, low-key, because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of split in the middle with the like responsible side of me, and the finance side of me is like, yeah, that ain't shit. But then like the fun, loving side of me is like, that sounds like a blast. That sounds like a good time. I don't know what you're complaining about. Okay, this person made a good point. She said, then why are you with this man? You are paying for a gift to a place that you don't want to go and footing his bill too. I'd be reevaluating the relationship. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Maybe you're not compatible. Maybe that's what this all boils down to, right? Like, he's fun and hyperactive, and you're giving hot dog water, corporate, soggy bread energy. Maybe that's a compatibility issue. But also, all jokes aside, though, footing the bill is crazy for your man, okay? It should be 50-50. On a trip, it's 50-50. I don't care. I don't care who makes more money. I don't care what he's got going on, what you got going on. It should be 50-50 if you're going on a trip, right? That's stupid. So she should not be footing the bill, which I had already said. But if you are going to go and you are going to stay with this man, then try to have a good time. Like, don't be like that, bro. Yeah, see, other people are just mentioning the financial part, which, that part made sense. Like I said, $250 is not enough for Universal Studios and Disney World. But that's where communication and actually being a partner comes into play. Because I would tell my partner, look, dude, I will go with you, but you got to front half this bill. Half this bill and we'll go. Half this bill and I will take my precious time off and go with you. But to me, this all sounds like compatibility issues and financial issues. Like, it sounds like maybe she didn't know him very well. Like, I be quoting SpongeBob, okay? I'm 25 years old and I quote SpongeBob, okay? Some of us were huge SpongeBob fans, okay? Growing up. So I don't see that part as a problem. And she's like, oh, he's annoying, he's hyperactive, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you're the one getting married to this man. Shouldn't you have already known that he was hyperactive and into SpongeBob and all this childlike stuff that you think is immature and stupid? Maybe you should have learned about him more before getting engaged. But if you're going to stay, then try to have a good time and try to communicate with your man and make sure that he knows it's supposed to be 50-50. But $250 does not cover anything. It really freaking doesn't. But do I think she's an asshole? I think she's a slight asshole. I think she's an asshole with like valid, mature, grown thoughts. But I feel like this is a compatibility issue, and I also feel like this is a communication issue. Because the last time they went on a trip, she shouldn't have fronted the whole bill in the first place. That should have been something that was disclosed. And $250 ain't shit. So it's kind of a shitty gift. And then be like, well, now you have to go on this family vacation for $250. So I would just have an open and honest conversation with my man at that point. And just be like, hey, like if I go, you've got to help me with the money because $250 doesn't cover shit. That covers maybe food for like, I don't know, one person. Depends how long you're going. But anyway, let's see. I guess we could do one more. Let's try to find a good one. I was going to read this one and they deleted it. That's how you know they were in the wrong. Because just from the title, it sounded crazy. Like just the title says, am I the asshole for allowing a girl to stay the night with an openly opposed girlfriend? Yeah, you're an asshole. Like I was ready to read that and then rip him a new one. But unfortunately, he deleted it, as he should. I'm like, that's not something that you should even be asking if you're an asshole for. If your girlfriend says, no, I'm not okay with that, then she is not okay with that. And you need to be okay with her not being okay with that. And tell the other girl, hell no, you ain't staying here. My girl ain't okay with it, so I'm not okay with it. Okay, let's see what this one's about. Let's load this one up. Am I the asshole for ignoring a girl who tried to start a conversation with me at the gym? Okay, let's see. This happened a couple days ago, and now I'm wondering if I was unnecessarily rude. I go to the gym pretty regularly and usually treat it as me time, with quotes. I put my headphones on, focus on my workout, and try not to get distracted. In the middle of one of my sets, this girl next to me tried to start a conversation. I had my headphones in and was clearly mid-workout, but she kept trying to talk. I pulled one earbud out, and she started asking the usual gym small talk stuff, like how many sets I had, how long I had been training, etc. I answered briefly, but then put my headphone back in because I wanted to continue my set. A few minutes later, she tried again. This time I just nodded and kept working out without really engaging. I didn't want to be rude, but I also didn't want to have a conversation in the middle of my workout. Eventually, she stopped trying, but she walked away. She said something like, guess people don't like to talk anymore. Now I feel a bit weird about it. Am I the asshole for not talking back to her? No, dude. Nah. The gym is like one of those places where I try to like not look at anyone, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm at the gym because I'm at the gym. I'm not at the gym to socialize. It's not the bar, right? So especially that's when like social cues come in, because if somebody's got their earphones in or someone's clearly like really into their shit and really loving what they're doing and just trying to vibe out and do some self-care, that is not the time to start a conversation unless they're, openly looking like they want to start a conversation. But if they got their earphones in, that's social cue number one. Like, they do not want to talk to nobody. So no, dude, you are not an asshole for that. She's actually an asshole for interrupting your me time, you know? No matter what her intentions were, to make friends or she thought you were cute or whatever it might be, like, if you're trying to do something for yourself and somebody is bothering you, I think it's okay to just kind of disengage, because clearly he was making it known that he didn't want to talk. He had his earphones in. He's trying to chill. He's trying to vibe. He's trying to just do his workout and go home like he probably does every day. So no, dude, you are not the asshole. Absolutely not. Okay, let's do one more. These are so fun, actually. Guys, I might do this more often. Oh, no, we're not doing that one. That's way too much reading. Okay, this one has like no context, but I wanna throw in some of my own shit. So, am I the asshole after 20 years have passed and I don't like my friends from the past? They call me out, but we just have different interests now. They also can't seem to see my past old self. They make fun of me, they tease me, etc. They seem to maybe doubt that I have changed. Just doesn't seem fun anymore. So am I the asshole for not wanting to hang out and drink, etc.? I'm gonna just say no. Cause here's the thing, man. People change, interests change, that's why relationships sometimes, they change, whether that be with, friends, family, girlfriends, boyfriends, shit, even people that have been married for X amount of years, right? Sometimes you just realize that your priorities change and they just don't align. So you're not an asshole for not liking to hang out with friends from the past, because at the time in your life when you made those friends, you were probably doing all that stuff. You were probably drinking and being an idiot and stupid and doing your own fucking thing. And at the time it was fun, and now you've matured. That's what this is telling me. And I don't like it when people don't realize that, you're a human being and you're allowed to grow and you're allowed to not stand for things that you used to stand for, right? My best friend, so we have been friends for like freaking 12 years. I don't know, 11 or 12 years. We literally just went over it and I already forgot. But that's because we've been friends so long that she's seen every freaking part of me, dude. She's seen my crash out phases. She's seen my like alcoholic phases. She's seen every single side of me that I like. Other people would probably have like dumped me as a homie for, but she has been through everything with me, and she notices my growth, and she actually compliments me on my growth and notices it. We'll make jokes and stuff because we were both kind of crazy back in the day. So we'll make jokes about it, but we see each other and we see each other's growth throughout the years. So if she was making fun of me for something that I did like 10 years ago and calling me out in front of other people and be like, well, Caitlin, blah, 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 I would be pretty freaking pissed, man. And that's where boundaries come into play. My friends that I have, the friends that I have now, I made in my 20s. So a lot of them don't know past Caitlin in general. But even like my early 20s to my mid 20s is completely different. I'm a whole nother person. And then I'm sure by my 30s and 40s, I'll be another whole different person. But as long as they see your growth, they can, make little jabs in a joking way sometimes. But if they're constantly calling you out and making you feel terrible for stuff that you did in the past, then they've got to go. Your peace is too expensive. People come and go, relationships come and go, friendships come and go. But your peace is expensive. The only person that you're ever stuck with in life is yourself. So if you have to cut people off, cut people off. Grab the scissors. Snip, snip. These are so fun to read, genuinely. But I think I'm going to leave it there. We already read like a couple stories and I kind of gave my unsolicited opinion. Well, I guess it's solicited if y'all listening to the podcast. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you think my opinions are whack, that's also cool. I'm totally okay with hearing other people's stories and other people's sides. And if you guys think one was the asshole and one wasn't, or one is and blah, 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 like let me know. But to me, I don't know. Those are my personal opinions on the matters. And I kind of tied it into some shit with my own life, So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like this one, and I'll keep doing these because these are super, super fun. I think whenever I'm getting overwhelmed and stressed out, I'll do more of these for sure. Or maybe when I'm not, maybe if I'm just like bored and don't have much to talk about, I will do some more of these. So let me know if you liked it. I'm going to try to get back on schedule probably once I move, because I move literally on Monday. Yeah, it's crazy as shit. But I literally move Monday. So once I know my actual schedule, I'll go back to an actual like every week schedule without skipping days or anything like that. But thank you guys so much for listening. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm the asshole for my opinions. That's also cool. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I will talk to you guys at the end of this week when I drop another episode. Dude, what was I talking about?
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.